it's Mariz Makalintal here, back at it again with another YouTube video. So nandito ulit tayo sa setup na ito dahil gusto ko ulit makipag-usap sa inyo in a conversational type of video where I will be relaying some information and hopefully this will be educational to you, to the people who do not know much about the topic yet that we will be talking about today. And I am looking like a librarian right now. So let's just pretend that I am a librarian relaying some new information to you guys. So the topic, as you can see from the title, that we will be talking about today is atheism. So just a warning guys, this is not to convert anyone into becoming an atheist. That is not my goal in this video. And this is not to disrespect anyone's beliefs or maliitin yung mga taong nagbi-believe. So, I just wanted to put it out there para wala tayong misunderstandings. You can believe anything that you want to believe. Daming belief, no? But I believe that as long as you can back it up in your own way, you can believe anything you want to believe. So, this is just my personal opinion, my personal experience, and you know, just how I see the world. And I just wanted to share it with you guys because I think it is a rare and kind of unique way of thinking, and not a lot of people think this way, and I think that a lot of people are not aware of it as well. So I just wanted to educate people, and through this video hopefully you learn more about atheism and what it means to be a Filipino atheist in the Philippines and my experiences of being an atheist. So let's get to the video. So first of all, let's start with the definition of atheism. Atheism means that you do not believe in a god or gods, or do not have a deity or deities. This means that you do not have a religion. So if you haven't seen my 10 facts about me video yet, yes, I am an atheist, but I would like to define myself as an agnostic atheist. Agnostic means that you are just in the middle of being a theist and an atheist. You're not sure. There's like a doubting point there. So I'm an agnostic atheist because in a spectrum of probabilities that Richard Dawkins, a famous atheist, presents, is that there is a scale. I'll be leaving the picture over here. There is a scale with 7 points where each end is an extreme of opposite certainty. On the other side is theism, and on the other side, or on the other end, is atheism. In the middle is being agnostic, and in the scale, as you can see here, I am at number 6. So that means that I am an agnostic atheist. I am open to the possibility of there being a God, and but as long as there is no scientific proof that there is a God, I would assume and I would believe that there is no God. So unless you can relate to me proof, or you can show me proof, or God would just like magically appear in front of me, I would not believe that there is a God. That's why I'm an agnostic atheist. I'm still open to the possibility, but as of now, I do not believe that there is a God. So that is my definition of agnostic atheist, and I just wanted to put it out there just to make it clear. So now that we've tackled the definitions of atheism or agnostic atheism, I just wanted to talk about the reasons why I became an atheist. So story time, I became an atheist in 8th to 9th grade. I learned about atheism through a classmate. I didn't even know at the time that atheism was even a thing. I didn't know that there was something outside of religion that you could believe in, and it was my first time learning about this. And I wasn't an atheist right away when I learned about it. I was just very fascinated by it because my classmate was an atheist. You know, cream section, you know, they were very woke about that kind of thing. So that was very fascinating to me. And then after that, gradually I started to get very, very angry with the church. First of all, I discussed this in my 10 facts video where I was very angry with the church because the church has the money to buy TVs, CCTVs, you know, cameras, speakers, all that stuff. But they won't even give, or they won't even help the children that roam around the church selling sampaguitas. So that is very, very wrong to me, because they teach people about being kind, they teach people about being generous, but they can't even apply it to themselves in real life. So that was something that woke me up to reality, that the church isn't always what we seem it to be. And I learned that the church is a very corrupt place. The church can manipulate people, and the church can use its power to influence people a lot. And there are a lot of issues around priests molesting children around the world. A lot of cases like that happen, and I believe that that's just very wrong. So I thought about that. So I was very, very angry at the church. But don't get me wrong, you shouldn't start being an atheist because you're angry at the church, or you're angry at someone, or you're angry at God. I believe that it should still be backed up by facts, and you should know what you're talking about. And hindi mo dapat nadadala yun sa emotion lang kung bakit hindi ka magsastop sa paniniwala mo. But because of this anger, it led me to realize many things. It led me to watch a lot of documentaries. It led me to watch a lot of videos on religion itself and its history and how it was constructed and the people behind it. I also learned through the documentaries and through my research that there are a lot of inconsistencies, errors in the Bible, as well as contradictions and inaccuracies. If you look at Google, or if you just search it up at Google, you look for errors in the Bible, you will find a lot of errors in the Bible. And once you start to think about it, the Bible doesn't really make sense. Once you try to look at it scientifically, like for example, the story of Adam and Eve. Like, many people would like to believe, or atheists would like to believe, that we were born in the image of God, but I don't think that makes sense to me. I think that evolution of man from our ancestors makes more sense to me, rather than just, God creating Adam and Eve and, that story, blah, 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 blah. But, the theory of evolution makes more sense to me, and I believe in that more than I do in the story of Adam and Eve. But then I started to realize, why the hell would I believe in this bullshit? Now that I've learned so much about it, why the hell would I still believe in it? Something that I believed all my life, I just, changed my insight on it. We've known religion all our lives. For example, you've lived in a religious family for all your life and you've known nothing else. I think that it is healthy for you to learn to get out of that kind of environment and search for your own explanation for life. And so that at the end of the day, you can choose whether you want to believe your past belief, or you want to believe something or you want to believe something else. Because you should have a choice, an option to what you should believe in. We should have the option in life to choose what we want to believe in. And I think that religion shouldn't be forced on people. For example, I think that children should not be taught a certain or a specific religion as they grow up, because they will start to believe that religion because it is what they know all their life. It's what they knew all their life. And it's hard to get out of that bubble. So I believe that children should be taught different religions, different beliefs, and they should also be taught that there is such a thing as no belief at all. So that when they grow up to a certain age that they are capable of thinking for themselves, they can choose what belief they should want to believe in. And I think that's very important, and I think that's a very crucial part in our society where religion is being forced on children. And I don't think that's a right thing. I think that they should be able to choose what they want to believe in when they are old enough to choose, and they are old enough to think for themselves. Because if you choose or if you teach them a certain religion, they will carry that for the rest of their lives if they do not get outside of that bubble. And I think that is so forced on them, and that is unfair to people who have so much potential to, you know, learn so much more about the world and learn so much more about beliefs. Because I think that this is such an interesting topic, you know, different religions, different beliefs, and the belief that there is no belief at all. So yeah, I was just blabbering for quite a while there, but you know, you get the point. Kaloka, ang dami kong sinabi, diba? Pero totoo yun. Guys, you should have the freedom to choose what you want to believe in. And I think that every one of us should have the benefit of the doubt, or like at some point doubt our beliefs, because there are so much possibilities out there and we should, you know, look into them. And the world is so big and there are so many possibilities that we should try to, you know, search for the true meaning of life by ourselves and not just what people give to us, you know? And I think that's very important. Diba? Very philosophical ang ating conversation ngayon. Very palaban. So now that I'm done ranting about the reasons why I became an atheist, and you know, napalayo ng konti yung conversation natin, napalayo medyo yung topic natin sa reasons why I became an atheist, sa, you know, children being taught religion. Sorry about that. Pero now I wanted to talk about my experience as a Filipino atheist in the Philippines. So, what's it like being a Filipino atheist? So first of all, Filipinos, or the Philippines, is very, very religious. Even our laws are tied into religiosity. I think that we're just very conservative and we still believe in a lot of religious stuff that it just blows my mind. You know, it's 2020, guys. We shouldn't like be closed-minded anymore or conservative. But you know, that's their choice. But I think that people should still be able to choose what they want to be. So, religion is tied to the everyday living of a Filipino. Like my lola, she cannot stand not praying throughout the day. She prays I don't know how many times a day, and it just I look up to her because she's very passionate about religion. I love her because she's very passionate that she loves God so much, and it's just tied into everyday living now. Religion is tied into the everyday living of the average Filipino. And I think it's very hard being a Filipino atheist because there are very few of them, or very few of us. So that brings me to the next question. What's it like sa school? If you don't know, I go to a Catholic school, De La Salipa. So it's a very Catholic school, and it's very hard to be an atheist in a Catholic school. First of all, because we pray for I don't know how many times a day. Let me count. Morning, before lunch, after lunch, at 3 o'clock, before every subject. Wait, that's too many. So that's more than 10 mostly. That's more than 10 at most. So you can just imagine how awkward it is for me to just stand there and do nothing while they pray so religiously. But I respect them. I say nothing. I just stand and stay silent while they pray. I think that, you know, it's just respect. Another thing is, we are required to go to masses sometimes, and the thing is, I excuse myself a lot from masses because I find it very hard to stand there and do, you know, pretend that I'm okay with being in a mass, but I'm really not. I feel very uncomfortable when I'm in a mass but I do listen sometimes. But if I can excuse myself from being in a mass, I do try to escape. But sometimes we are required to go to mass, which is not very good for me. But I just go to mass if we're required to, and if I have no choice, because I can't really get out of it, and I can't use atheism as a reason, because not all teachers or not all administrators know or accept the fact that there are some students that are becoming atheists. So another thing about being in a Catholic school is there is one subject that I hate the most, and that is CL, or Christian living. A lot of Christian living for us is learning about God and learning about the Bible and stuff like that, and how He's so great and how you can apply it in life. For me, I can't really apply it in life because I'm not a Christian. I don't consider myself a Christian, or I don't believe. So it actually depends on the teacher. If the teacher is open-minded, or I can see that he is open-minded, in my reflections of Bible verses, I would say that I can apply this, but I do not believe in it. Or if the teacher is a bit close-minded and I don't feel like sharing my thoughts to him, or I don't feel like arguing with him, because sometimes that's a bit tiring, I would just basta-basta na lang yung pag-reflection ko, kasi I know it's a bit tiring to pretend, but sometimes it's easier to pretend rather than explaining yourself to someone who's just so close-minded that you would get kind of frustrated that he wouldn't get it. So yeah, that's my experience in school. I have told one CL teacher, that I am an atheist, and he kind of took it well. I told him in my last reflection to him at the end of the school year, and he wanted to talk to me after that, and we talked about the possibility of there being a God, and he was very nice to me, thankfully, because he was a very nice person. But he still tried to convert me into becoming or believing that there was a God. So, for me, there are some people that are very alike, or Christians that are very alike to each other. There are those type of Christians that, force you to convert back again to believing in God, which I do not judge you for that, but I hope that you can respect my beliefs as well. And I am not converting you, so why convert me to go back? So, it's just a give and take thing. So now that we've talked about school, let's talk about family, which leads me to the next question. Tanggap ka ba ng parents mo? So, the answer to that is 50-50. So, I've already came out to them. I've already told them that I'm an atheist. Well, I didn't directly tell them that I'm an atheist. We were just at the car going to Mass, and I was very frustrated at the time because I didn't want to go to Mass so much that I kept complaining that, why do we have to go to Mass? Why do we have to go to Mass? And then my dad was like getting angry at me, and he asked me, bakit atheist ka ba? And I was like, yes. I just, said yes. And everyone was taken aback. Like, they were surprised. But I'd say it was 50-50 right now, because they kind of accept me more than before, but they still try to bring me to church because they believe that the whole family should be together when we go to church. And yes, I still go to church every Saturday, before this pandemic happened. And they still have arguments with me when I talk about religion and stuff. So I'd say 50-50. They kind of accept it now more than before. They're kind of more relaxed about it, but sometimes when I bring up the topic or when the topic comes up, they say that, oh, pinag-aral kita sa Catholic school tapos ganyan ang magiging ano, like that, something like that. They still let me come to Mass, but I don't participate. Like I said a while ago, I just stand and do nothing. I stay silent. I don't take communion. Which is very awkward because everyone's standing and you're just there sitting down, waiting for everyone else to finish. So yeah, that's kind of awkward. My dad is sometimes still very angry with me when I share my beliefs, but I hope that someday they would try to understand and hopefully wholly accept me. Sana yung 50-50% na yun, maging 100% na sana ma-accept nila ako. And naganto na talaga ako na it's not just a phase that I'm going through. It's something that I've fully committed to, and I believe that I'll bring this with me throughout my life. Well, before, if any scientific proof of there being a God would come up, then apparently I wouldn't bring it through most of my life. But you know, I just hope that someday they would accept me. Meanwhile, my friends, on the other hand, were very accepting. I told all of my friends, they were very accepting. I have lots of friends, or I have people I know that are agnostic. I have people I know that are atheists or agnostic atheists. They were very, very accepting, and it was no problem for me to, adjust to them. So let's talk about the lifestyle change that I had to go through from being a theist to an atheist, or an agnostic atheist, whatever you want to call it. The lifestyle change was a huge, huge step for me. Like before, after my grandfather died, I used to pray a lot, and I used to depend on God a lot. And I prayed to the point of crying. I prayed so hard sometimes. But now that I'm an atheist, I don't depend on anyone anymore, or I don't depend on a God anymore. When there are tests that happen, you see your seatmate praying there, and you're like just sitting there and awkwardly staring at your seatmate praying there. But I respect people who believe in God and depend on God. But you should give yourself some credit. If you pass the test, it's because of you, not because of God. You shouldn't thank God for that. You should thank yourself. And I think that's something a lot of theists do. But when some bad things happen, they seem to not blame it on God. So how are you so sure that God wasn't the reason for that bad thing, right? Because He's done so many bad things in the past, and who's to say that He can't do it again? Because God is never changing, according to the Bible. Enough of that, I'm starting to blabber again. Another question that I have on here is a very good question that a lot of people ask. So if life is not from God, where do you believe life comes from? So for me, this is a very good question because there are so many theories in which life comes from something that is not related to, the extraordinary or to God. I would say that there are so many theories out there that explain how life started. But my answer to that question is life started from biogenesis, or life starts from life. You can just watch how the universe started. It's just on YouTube. I might find it and link it down below if you want to watch it. But yeah, life comes from biogenesis, and meaning life comes from life. And you won't believe me, but I do believe in the Big Bang Theory. I do believe that somewhere in space, we're just there was something that came from somewhere that maybe made life start somehow. I don't know the technicalities of it. I just know that it's life started from life, and that's what I believe in. I've answered all the questions na, and now we will be answering some misconceptions about being an atheist. So, first misconception is that we are evil. First of all, hindi po kami lahat evil. I mean, evil depends on the person, diba? Kung ano ba talaga. There are some Christians, there are some religious people that are just evil. And atheists are being misunderstood as being Satanists. No, we are not Satanists. We do not believe in Satan nga eh. So how can we become Satanists? We do not believe in hell. We do not believe in heaven. How can we become Satanists? So we are not evil. We do not believe in the devil. We just believe in nothing. And that's just how it is. Do not misunderstand us as being evil, because even though I do not believe in a God, I believe in kindness. I believe in compassion. I think that being evil depends on the person, regardless of your beliefs. There are some Satanists that I see on documentaries that I've watched that are good people. They centralize around the idea of themselves. They believe in themselves, and they believe in empowering themselves. At least that's what a documentary about Satanism I saw explain. Okay, so the next misconception is that we have no morals. Correction, we have morals. We have morals whether we have a religion or not, because morals are not anchored to religion. Morals are, they just stick to you through culture, through your beliefs, but it isn't anchored to religion. You can be an atheist and still believe that killing is wrong. So that is a moral in itself. And you can say that we have no morals because, first of all, religion didn't create morals. Before religion, or before Christianity was even created, we knew that killing each other was wrong, right? And stealing was wrong before Christianity was even created. So how can you say that we have no morals just because I don't believe in Christianity, or I believe that there is no God? Just because that I don't believe in your good, kind God doesn't mean I believe, or I don't believe in kindness or in goodness anymore. And another misconception is that we are lost in life. Another correction, we are not lost in life. Actually, after I became an atheist, I think I have found life. I think I have found myself. I have found the right belief for me, and I choose to believe in what I want to believe, and therefore I am not lost. I am not lost in a sense that I know what I want, and I know what I want to believe in. So I am not lost at all. And last misconception is that atheism is just a phase. Atheism is just a phase to a lot of parents who have, their teenagers becoming atheists. Just because we're teenagers doesn't mean that everything has to be a phase. Just because we're teenagers, or we knew it, or we discovered it because during the time that we were teenagers, doesn't mean that it's just going to be a phase through our teenage life. We are going to bring these lessons or our discoveries throughout our life. If you show me scientific proof that, there is a God, I guess you can call it a phase. But right now, I don't think it's a phase. And I think that it will last with me for a long time. And, it hurts when people call it that it's just a phase. Like, people say that it's not that serious, or that, you'll get over it and come back to God eventually. I don't believe in that, because how can I come back to someone I don't even believe in? And don't think it's a phase. And when people say that, I get very offended because it's not just a phase. If you have any atheist friends or family, don't tell them that it's just a phase. Just let them find themselves on their own. Like, let them see if it's just a part of their teenage years, or if they'll be bringing it throughout their life. Just let them be, and don't tell them that it's just a phase, because sometimes it's just not. Guys, pagod na ako dumaldal. Dumaldal na ako ng dumaldal. I hope that you're still sticking with me through this, because alam kong boring, pero you know, it's a very philosophical conversation. I think it's still interesting. Kasi, you know, I'm very passionate about it talaga when I talk about religion or, you know, believing in stuff. There are some traditional divine attributes to God that a lot of philosophers have followed throughout centuries. And these are God being the omni-God, or having these attributes, or having attributes such as omniscient, meaning all-knowing, omnipotent, meaning all-powerful, omnibenevolent, meaning possessing perfect goodness, omnitemporal, meaning existing in all places, and omnipresent, existing at all times. So there are a lot of contradictions to the idea that there is an omni-God. God's traditional divine attributes are internally inconsistent, meaning they can't all be true at the same time. So for example, let's say God will test his omnipotence. So he has to create a rock or a boulder that is so big that even himself cannot lift it. So the fact that if he cannot create a boulder that big or that heavy means that he's not all-powerful. But at the same time, if he cannot carry it, that means he's not all-powerful din, diba? So it makes sense. I would like to read this quote from a famous philosopher, which I don't know the pronunciation of, Epicurus. Whatever, you just, never mind. So I would like to read this quote. Is God willing to prevent evil but not able? Then he is not omnipotent. Is he able but not willing? Then he is malevolent. Is he both able and willing? Then whence cometh evil? Is he either able nor willing? Then why did we call him God? It goes back to my previous statement that says not all can be true at the same time. The divine attributes, I mean. I just wanted to say that we can only speak in analogies. And maybe for you, God is far more than what we understand him. And I can understand that as well. These are just my thoughts, and they do not have to reflect anyone else's or any other atheists out there. These are just my thoughts and my opinions and my experiences, and we can just only speak in analogies. The world is so big that we cannot compensate it in our small little brains, and I just like trying to understand it and try to philosophize it as much as I can. But you know, it's hard to understand stuff that is just, you know, out of this world, and hindi capable ang brains natin sa pag-isip ng something so far out, kumbaga. So I just wanted to thank you guys if you've made it this far through the video. I know it's been boring, but if you made it this far, sana may natutunan kayo, and sana naging educational to, kasi I had very much fun making it. You know, just blabbering about my personal opinions and stuff. Lobat na nga yung battery ko, oh. As you can see, I really love talking about this kind of topic, and I really love talking to you guys about it. Just giving or relaying information to people, and I just like to thank you for staying this long. So this is where I'm going to end it. If you have any video suggestions you'd like to see, leave them down in the comments below. Also, leave your opinions and thoughts in the comments below. But remember to keep it respectful and be nice. Please be nice. I know that this is a very controversial topic for most of us, but please be nice when stating your opinions and thoughts in the comment section. Leave a like if you like this video and if you want me to make more. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet, and click that notification bell so that you get notified on when I upload next. And thank you for watching. Again, I'm Mariz Makalintal, and see you next time. Bye!